Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Riley Spotlight. We've got a young man who's number 35 on the basketball court, but number one in our hearts. So, Rylen, I'd like you to tell us when you graduated and what you're up to now.
All right. Hello. My name is Rylen. Graduated class of 2018. And right now I go to Purdue Fort Wayne, majoring in interior design, and I also play basketball there.
You played basketball at Riley,
Yes.
and now you're taking it to the next level. So I can't wait to talk to you about, of course, Riley and academics, but also like basketball.
Yeah.
I think you and I probably talked as much basketball as we talked about engineering when
Mhm.
you were in my class. So can't wait to catch up. Let's just talk about the Riley days. What were some of the things that you were involved with?
I played basketball for all 4 years. Um, I was in class council senior year. I was in the PLTW ambassadors program. I was also a part of the JAG program at our school.
And one of these like running themes is with like all of my interviews have been like students have been involved in so much stuff, and it's kind of a family affair. So
Mhm.
your older brother also went to Riley
Yeah,
and played basketball, and you got to be on the same team as him for how many years?
a year.
Okay, so he was a senior
Yep.
when you were the freshman.
Mhm.
Okay, couldn't remember what the age difference was. So
Yeah.
that's super cool to play with your brother.
It was. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Was it fun at practice too?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun at practice because growing up, just playing against him, we were always so competitive, but we never got to play against each other like when we did our own thing because of the age difference. But once we got to high school and we finally got to be on the same team and practice against each other, it was a lot of fun.
I bet. What were some of your favorite classes at Riley?
My favorite class was probably CEA, Civil Engineering and Architecture. I always had a thing for houses, so that class really stood out to me, and it was a lot of fun. Um, Probably my other favorite one was IED, my first engineering class I ever took. With probably your, I don't remember which period I had you, but your first year teaching as well.
Yeah, it was my
But
first year at Riley. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, that class was just it opened my mind to engineering as a whole, and just that little beginning piqued my interest for the rest of my Riley days.
Yeah, and you went on to, and you're at Purdue Fort Wayne, and you
Hmm.
started in engineering, and you kind of transferred over, right?
Yeah, so I started my freshman year at Purdue Fort Wayne. I was doing civil engineering, but I switched that to interior design, um, largely because of CEA.
Mhm.
I kind of didn't know what I wanted my major to be out of high school, so I was trying to decide between civil engineering or architecture. Um, and the school that I chose, they didn't offer architecture, so I went the civil route. And after doing that for a year, I realized that it wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do. So I looked to try architecture because uh, Purdue Fort Wayne offers a couple architecture classes, but they don't have it as a major. So the major that mainly takes those classes were interior design. So that's why I kind of went that path.
So you're doing the interior design. Your brother's doing the fashion design.
Yeah,
So you guys are just helping everybody look good from in the house to out of. So
yeah.
love it. All right. Who were some of your favorite teachers, and or what were some of your favorite projects while you were at Riley,
Um, this is gonna be
or
biased. Just
coaches too? Yeah.
all right, yeah. But this is gonna be biased just because it's our interview. But definitely you. You were one of my favorites.
Thanks.
Along with Mr. Brubaker, just all the engineering teachers specifically. They really they helped the most. I think they were my favorite because you're kind of around them all 4 years,
Mhm.
so you kind of build relationships with them. Also, Mrs. Taylor, the JAG teacher. I built a really good relationship with her my senior year, and just taking her class helped me a lot. Just build a lot of life lessons.
Yeah, I really You're right. Like the engineering teachers have the advantage of kind of seeing you guys year after year after year.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty similar to coaching in that aspect.
Yeah.
And I really like having you and many others as freshmen, and then, seeing you mature and having you maybe as juniors or seniors a little bit
Yeah.
later. But I think even when I met you, you were still like 6'5", but your hair was like 6'8". So
Yeah, it was. It was up there.
so everybody in South Bend kind of gets to pick what school they go to, because you're not just a neighborhood school. You can pick wherever you want to go. So why did you pick Riley?
So, I kind of had it already destined for me. Most of my family went to Riley. Like my mom, my grandpa, my uncles, my aunts.
Oh, nice.
And so Riley's just been where we've always went to school. And at the time, my brother was going into his senior year. So that played a part in it, and like my mom wanting us to go to the same school. But the engineering program definitely sold me, and me specifically struck me as something that I wanted to try. So basically, with it being already picked for me, um, it made it even better that they had that program. So
Right on. That's what they say. Riley is the family school, and like
yeah,
it goes back and back for generations. If you could go back to 14-year-old Rylen walking into Riley, what would be some advice you'd give him?
probably don't be afraid to just try new things. There's a lot of clubs and stuff that I always kind of seemed interested in, but never just tried it. Along with the sports, like I wish I would have done other sports than just basketball. I wish I would have tried track at least, but definitely just to be outgoing, meet as many people as possible, and just don't be afraid to try things because you never know if you'll like it.
Now you've been one that has gone on and played basketball at the college level. What would be
Mm-hmm.
some advice you'd tell some high school kids that are thinking about or wanting to play college ball?
Definitely be serious about your basketball. Like it's basically a full-time thing. Like you can't just only want to do it sometimes. Like it's definitely something that you have to want to do and want to get better at. My advice would just be keep working hard, get better every day, or at least try to be, and really commit to it if that's what you want to do.
We're all home because of the coronavirus.
Yeah.
How is class and also working out going for you?
Class is going well. All my professors did a really good job of transitioning our classes to online classes. So basically, I just get my assignments for the week, and I kind of have like the week to complete them. So for me, it's a lot less pressure because I can just kind of work my way through them throughout the week. And as far as workouts, our strength coach has sent us workouts basically every week that it's up to us to do them, but everyone does them.
Yeah, because you don't want to be the
Really,
guy that's like the low end when you get back,
yeah,
right? You want to be like bigger and stronger than everybody and faster still.
yeah.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, it's just fun having to get creative and do body weight workouts and not always having like weights and stuff to do.
What was your most embarrassing moment at Riley?
It'd probably have to be, I don't remember which year this was, but I remember I had a wide open dunk one time in a game and I completely missed it. And it was kind of embarrassing. It's probably my most embarrassing moment at Riley.
I'll tell you, I don't remember that one. I remember a lot of made dunks and
Yeah.
some videos coming out of practice of you jumping out of the gym, which is pretty
Yeah.
awesome. You
Yeah,
still put
those are
on
a lot of
shows in
fun.
college?
I try to every now and then.
Who on the college team is competitive with you when it comes to the dunk shows?
I have a couple of teammates actually that push me to try new dunks and just do things that I never thought I would do. Um, I would say I have like two or three
Yeah.
that really we try to put on shows every now and then.
And who are they and where are they from?
Um, so one is Jalen Wimberly. He's from Georgia.
Uh-huh.
Um, he is a JUCO transfer, so he was just on our team last year. Um, and then another would be Brian Patrick. He's from Florida. He really jumps out the gym as well, and it's just fun to do it with him.
Yeah. And so what's it like going from, all right, you're in a high school playing with guys that you know for many, many years to then transferring, being on a team over in Fort Wayne, not far from home, but like
Yeah.
having guys from all over.
It was definitely a challenge at first because I didn't know anyone. And like you said in high school, just being used to playing with people I grew up with my whole life, basically, to now playing with people that I don't know. But we did a lot of like outside of the court activities as a group, so that really just helps us gel well. And so after like the first month, we were all basically a family. So
Cool. And so that kind of leads me into my next question is, and you probably kind of answered it, but why did you pick Purdue Fort Wayne? I mean, you had offers to all kinds of schools, both academics and athletics, if I remember right.
so Purdue Fort Wayne was the only Division I school that I was able to play at, so that played a huge part in it. And just them having the civil engineering degree at the time, that's what I really wanted to, and just having that Purdue degree still was why I chose that school.
What has been the toughest transition going from high school to college?
The toughest transition is definitely being like by yourself, because when you're in high school, like you have your parents to push you, and you have everyone to kind of give you that boost when you don't feel like doing things. But in college, you're kind of more on your own, and it's up to you to basically do what you need to do and get done. So just learning time management and having the motivation to do everything that you need to do is probably the biggest change for me.
Right on. And so who has been an inspiration or a motivator for you to get to where you're at?
Definitely my parents and my grandparents. My mom always pushed me to be the best that I could, and my grandpa, he really is the person that taught me everything. Like he taught me basketball and everything. So he's been probably the biggest role model in my life to help me get to where I am.
Right on. And I can see a D Wade behind you, but who's
Yeah.
your favorite players now?
So behind me, I have D Wade on this wall, and then on another wall, I have LeBron James. LeBron James is my all-time favorite, but Dwayne Wade is a very close second.
What do you want to do after you graduate?
After I graduate, I don't have it exactly planned out all the way, but something in the residential or real estate field. That's like I said, that's been a big interest of mine, and with the help of CEA, kind of pushing me towards that pathway. That's what I plan to do. I'm not exactly sure um, what specifically I want to do, but something in that field.
Cool. And basketball and all other college sports are like full-time gigs. So have you had
Yeah.
any opportunities to have any like jobs or internships in the last few years?
Yeah, so I've had a couple of jobs. I also do a lot of volunteering. We
Mhm.
do that. Um, our coach kind of helps us with certain volunteer opportunities, but recently I just started working in our equipment room at my school or at our athletics facility, where I basically like help do laundry for other sports, and just organize all the gear and stuff. Um, but other jobs that I've done, um, last year I was a note taker for our special needs office. They hire people every semester to just help take notes in certain classes. And so someone in my class needed help, and they approached me, and I took the job because I was already taking notes in the class. Might as well help someone.
Yeah, that's great. What's been your favorite volunteer opportunities that you mentioned with your coaches?
Definitely the basketball camps that we run. Those are fun. And then I also I was a part of the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. So I ate lunch with my little, as they call them, every day for almost all of second semester last year. Every Friday.
You guys, being in Purdue Fort Wayne and being D1, what are some of your favorite games that your team has had and opportunities that you've been to be able to play in?
Definitely my first game ever was against UCLA. at UCLA. So that was just a fun experience to go out there and be in Poly Pavilion. That was just really fun. And then the past 2 years, we've played Ohio State, and just being in that type of environment is always fun.
What's UCLA have in common? A couple Indiana guys, you,
Yeah.
John Wooden, right? Like,
Yep.
have you looked at next year's schedule or any games or travel?
I've not seen next year's schedule yet, but we just switched conferences, so all of our games are now going to be a lot closer to Fort Wayne and just this Indiana area.
Okay, so which conference are you guys going to?
So the past 2 years we were in the Summit League, but which the Summit League is like North Dakota's,
Right.
Denver. So we traveled a lot the past 2 years, but this year or next year, should I say, we're switching to the Horizon League.
Oh, right on.
So
Yeah.
IUPUI, all those a lot closer schools.
Yeah. And because you guys have to travel, and especially like the winter sports, like you guys in swimming, you cover 2 different semesters. Do you think that helps you prepare you for like being at home and getting schoolwork done? Because you're constantly doing work on a bus and on a plane and things like that.
Yeah, it's definitely similar because I do a lot of my homework during the season in hotel rooms, like I said. So it's kind of similar, just being in like a bed, kind of doing work and not having to be lazy.
But you get your mom to help you and some home cooking, which is always
true.
a lot better.
Yeah.
One thing I want to congratulate you on is you just got awarded for the Summit League Academic Honor Roll a year or 2 ago. So good job on that.
Appreciate that.
How are the classes in interior design? You've mentioned, it's a lot similar to the civil engineering. What kind of programs do you use and what is it like?
So we use AutoCAD to kind of design floor plans and certain things. So a lot of my experience of that comes from CEA when we used Revit. And so just having a leg up on that kind of helped me and made me more comfortable. I've had projects on just a lot of different computer programs that kind of helped me because of CEA, and it kind of made me more comfortable. And then there's also like more artistic classes where I'm drawing certain things or I'm like coloring certain floor plans, rooms, designs, stuff like that. So it's a little bit of both computer and hand drawings, and I really like it.
We mentioned talking about your brother. What's he up to these days?
So he just moved to LA. He's sort of like a designer / stylist for fashion. So he's out in LA doing his thing.
So he's a fashion guy, and I always know you've liked fashion, you like shoes too. What do you think about school uniform policies?
Honestly, for me, they were easy because I didn't really have to decide what I wanted to wear every day. It was kind of given for me. But just having the freedom to wear whatever you want to wear, I feel like would benefit a lot of kids.
Now being an athlete, you just get your own swag, get the team swag, and
a lot of sweats.
A lot of sweats. I think that is like the uniform for this, everybody being home in quarantine, a lot of sweat. So
basically mine too.
Thanks so much for doing this again.
Yep.
This is so much fun catching up with you. And I'm glad you're doing so well. And I'm even extra glad that you guys switched conferences. What are you most excited for this upcoming school year and season?
I would say just continuing my education. Since I changed majors, this was kind of a first year. I kind of took first year classes for interior design. So hopefully just seeing what the second year classes have to offer. And as far as basketball, I mean, just meeting all the new teammates that I get and having fun.
What do you think the toughest part is being on the college basketball team and the new group coming in and you being now a veteran of the team? You'll be a junior.
Yep.
So what do you think the difficulties and the advantages are?
Definitely a difficulty is just getting guys to learn how we play our system, our type of culture at our school. Because I mean, my first year is a lot to get used to.
Mm-hmm.
So just getting guys used to that and play the way we play. And some advantages are just always getting new talent, just making our team better every year.
Thank you again for doing this. And what is your definition of success?
My definition of success would probably just be chasing any goal you have and just being happy while doing it.
Thank you so much, man. It's been great catching up with you.
You're welcome.